I'm back at the fridge, and I've got the Tube Crusher 3000 out, which can pretty much only mean one thing. I'm getting back onto that, which I've wanted to do for ages. Turns out though, I started making handlebars for this a good while ago. For whatever reason, I've only got one now. I think I might have cut it up and made it into something else by accident. So anyway, not a problem. I'm just going to forget that ever happened. I'll just start again and make 2 new ones. I've got a couple of bits of 28mm seamless tube here, so I won't mess about. I'll just get straight into trying to bend it and put some curves in it without crushing it. It's not actually a bad thing at all, because I didn't like that sharp bend there. I wanted them both like that. So we'll put that to one side as a test piece, and just crack on and make some new bits. So I'll bring you in and get you on this bender. So I'm not sure if you can see that okay, but I'm assuming you can. There's lots of different ways people talk about bending tube. I'm not going to tell you that my way is right. It's always worked for me. I've got various of these things for this little job. The old Crush-O-Matic's fucking perfect. So yeah, basically, I'll just take a line down the tube about, let's see, 150 is as far as I can go to the centre of there, so I'll go 170 for the first marker. Right, and I'll take 2 straight lines down the tube. Tube's a thing. You're probably clever than me, so you probably degrease the tube before you go over it with your marker pen. Right, 170 from the end. Pull it across right, and then once I've got that there, I'll do 4 more every inch. That's right. I'll just copy that to the other one. Right, so they're both measured from the same end. So these are both cut to the same length, but the other end doesn't matter. Providing where you start from the same end on both, don't get them mixed up. You'll be out from there. Right, so I'll reposition it again. Get the little pump stick thing. Get these loaded in there. Alright, I'll try not to get in the way too much. Put the first one in there just with the tiniest bit of pressure on the lever, and on the marks we did, I've got it on the first mark. This is how you don't, if you want a gradual curve in it, not just the shape that they give you on that shoe, this is how you put your own angles in, or how I do it. There'll be loads of engineers and fabricators and people who do this professionally that tell me that this is wrong, and that's fine. I know it's wrong. It's great, but this is griller building. It's not flipping. It's not a factory, you know. We're in a shed on a fridge. You know what I mean? Alright, so I'll get my measuring stick, and from the edge of the ram to the bottom of the former is now exactly 50mm. So I'm going to take that to 60mm. This 60. off a bit of pressure on that. And take him to the next mark along. Right. That's it. That one's a 55 because of the bend we've already put in. So we'll put 10 in again on the base. Right. That's 65 on a nut. Third line. 63. So we'll take it to 73. Go 83. Next one's 95. So that's the start of our shape. Fairly smooth so far. I'm going to get the other one in there now and make this again. So at this point I've got two matching. So I'll go ahead and do that and bring you back in a minute. Okay, up to now, as you can see, both of these are the same. You know, when you're putting the jute back to back, all the way along both lengths, the flat bits are touching. You never get to touch, they never touch in middles at the ends, but the flat bits are touching, and there's no gaps at either end, then you're good. So, as you can see, this end is slightly shallower on it than this end, because as you put it through, you put more of a progressive curve on it. So, I'll go back to the start, and I'll put another couple of pumps on either side of the first couple of 3 markers on the top, and see where that takes us. I reckon with 10mm on the first 1 or 2 we might get to the shape we want. Alright, so second set, first marker, we are on 75 now. So I'll send him to 85. Second marker. It's far away from 85. That's on 85. That's the second marker is going to 95. What that looks like. Not bad, not bad. On the bike. Oh yeah, we can have a bit more on that. But what I'll do is, before I go any more, I'll put this guy in, the one that's not been moved as much. Right, okay, just after doing them two, just bring it in here and just show you something. Right, there's, after the first 2 bend sets, you see it rocks a little bit like that. That's because that one hasn't got quite as much bend in it, so I just need to give that fella a little tweak. Right, they're perfect now. Right, next phase. Now them two sitting easy now. Put them back in. Just go straight in the middle. This way they just start to pick up tension there. Well, middle is 96, so for round numbers we'll go to 105, which is just above the level of the frame. That's 105 there. Middle marker again. I might have been a bit keen on that. That might have gone to 106 or 105 and a half. Could bear what they like. I can always I'll put them both at 106. Might be lucky, might just be left all the same. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Right, so let's see what we've got. That's not a bad shape. I don't know if you see that there. That's not a bad shape. Right, so we've got those two bends looking the same now. Now I want to put two more bends in, going out for the grips and controls, whatever's going on there. This gnarly looking contraption here is just to hold it so I can get some markings off it. People have got different ways of doing these angles and things like that. I'm not going to bother with any of that with this. I'm just going to pretty much get a marker pen and draw on them, raw dog it. This bit of alley bar I've clamped on here, that's parallel to the front of the forks. Because as these turn out, the angle of that bend's going to change the position of where your hand would be. It changes, that rolls out. So I've picked the position here to clamp it on, and that's roughly where it's going to be when it's on. I want a very slight drop on the hands, I think. I just think it'll look faster. Nothing to do with any other design other than looks, you know. So I'll get this marked up and try and show you my crazy way of getting this done. Right, so I'll show you from the top. As you can see there, that bit of alley lines up perfectly with that front yoke, that top yoke. So I'm going to use that as the data line to say that it's straight. And you see there's a bit of twist out on the bars there. I don't want them just coming out parallel. I think that's about as straight as I can show it on the camera without looking directly over the camera. But they're in a position where I want them to be now. So I'm just going to get some spacers because I just want to put the pen under here and get some marks on the tube. Now obviously the pen is thicker than 14 millimeters, isn't as thick as 14 millimeters. So I need to space that out to about 14 mil so I can mark in the centre of the tube there. Okay, I've got this little bit of metal here, so by the time I put that up against there and that on there, that's about the centre of the tube. So I don't think you can see properly, but I just hold that on there and keep the pen flat. That just marks me just above the centre. well on here. I'll do. So, being that these two tubes are already identical, I can mark them both at the same time. The ends finish exactly the same both sides. So I'll pick my first point for the bending. The very first line I'm going to use for the marker in the corner there. Nice. And then mimic it on both. So that bottom one there, I've already exaggerated the pen line there that I did on the bike. I don't see that good enough, but that scribbly one there is the one I did actually on the bike. Nice. And then we'll go same as before, an inch. So 5? Yeah, 5. And so you see that line's not quite in the centre as it's like line at 90 degrees there. So then copy that onto the other one. We've got a marker there, so that's okay. We can do that one in a minute. That's marked, so we can do that one in a minute. I'll put my pen line on that one. For now, I'll check the angle on this when it's in the bender anyway. I'll just put that to one side. So, only one thing left to do. I'm just going to go for it and see how it comes out. Okay, so my line's in the middle there. That pipe's clear of the bender there, that's why I have the ends cut off this. Now then, how wonky is this table? Pretty wonky. Alright, I lost you for a minute there. The camera ran out of storage space. But anyway, you only missed bending the second pipe. It didn't take all that long, so you haven't missed much. Looking at this now, holding them together, they are pretty symmetrical. If anything, that one might need a bit of tweaking on this boss here, but it's not the pipe, it's the actual boss which is holding it slightly lower. If I turn them out like that, I reckon that's going to be comfy as anything to ride that. Bear in mind, the fella's having his bike, he had a heart attack, so he can't have his arms higher than his chest, you know, the old oil pump like. So I reckon that's going to be right comfy for him. He's probably about 3 inches taller than me, so we can always take that into account. I can lose a bit out of him if that was a problem before he takes it to paint. But anyway, I'll bring you over the top and let you have a look at where we're at here. Right, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I can hold this steady for you. Basically, I want them at an angle, kind of like there, and that's about as good as it gets on your grip. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go away and make a little piece for the middle. I'll put like a little U-shaped brace in there that isn't going to get in the way of that fella neck for when he's you know, giving it the old go juice. The next little thing I've got in this debacle is a little centre brace for the bars. Something flexing and all that. So one of them mistake bars, the one I've still got left, I've just chopped this piece out of it. That'll just go in between these two. I'll just get you over there, I'll just show you what I mean. Alright, so hopefully I can do this one-handed and show you. Basically, I've just done a couple of rough cuts on there, and where these are flailing around, like, I don't know what, insert your own comment there. I want to put this guy in the middle, like that, and it's probably about there. So, I don't know how you guys do it, but I tend to just hold everything where I want it with clamps, and then put some little pen marks on it, and then just try and whittle away at it. So I'll put it on fast forward and I'll go and do that and then get it welded in. See if that's anywhere close. Okay, just to take it back over here again, this is still a bit warm, so excuse me if I drop it. This is getting kind of close. That was just my first little chop on it. Now that is close now. For the stick welder in me, I'd go, yeah, flipping, let's smash that in there. But this bike's nicer than that. So we're going to be using TIG. As you can see, the corners are there, just holding it off, a little bit of fettling. And we are getting close, but we're not TIG close yet. Also, I haven't made sure everything's 100% straight, so we're getting there, you know. Just let me give that a little polish up, and we might be on it. So I've just swapped over to one of these sandal discs here. I'll just get in there and just knock them corners off and just give this a bit of a polish up on the fish mouth. See how near it actually is. Just tune this in a little bit. I kind of think that one's going to need a bit more off the back. I'll just let that cool down a sec, and we'll take you back over and show you. Okay, that's cooled down quite nice now. And if you look at that, that's like ready. So it should actually fit both ways. Yeah, it fits perfect both ways. That's not bad for the first grind up on it. Yeah, we can still get to the filler cap. So I'm gonna go and get the welder out now and get some glue on it and give it a bit of a sticky. I'll rig that up now and get this thing on the stand. Well, it's on now and looks straight. Well done, not terrible. Yeah, we'll let that cool down a minute and then see what sort of distortion we've got to deal with, and then flip it upside down, weld the bottom side and get in the corners. There. Right, so I've dragged this contraption off the motorbike now and got it on the fridge. You can probably see better now how neat those joints are on there. That's about as neat as I like them. For you know, saves on the old filler rod, and it's just a better practice, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just going to do the underside now and see if we can minimise the pinch that we get here on the handlebar fittings there. I've kept the yoke on there to try and hold it in place, but I don't mind if we've got to knock a lump of wood down at the end and try and heat it up a bit, splay it out if it is distorted. But for now I'll just get the sticky on it. Right, so here we are. I've just drawn these couple of joints up here. A bit of soot on it, but you know, they look quite acceptable to me. Maybe a little bit too much heat affected zone, but that's alright. Not sweaty. I'm just going to go down the bottom here and put a couple of good slugs around that, just to I'm not going to completely weld it up just now, just so I can put it back on the bike and double check everything's straight. So I'll just go off camera and stick that on now, and then I'll see it back on the bike in a minute. But there we go, it's starting to look like something. Okay, so I got all these bits back on the bike. It's all welded up, it's all straight, no distortion, no tweaks, nothing. So I'll call that a win for tonight, and I'll wrap this video up for me. But for the first time in ever since I made this frame, this bike steers on its own. So I'm happy with that. That's good enough for tonight's job. There is more to do on the bars. I need to sleeve the ends down for the controls, finish up some welding around there. I'm probably going to put a couple of safety plugs in where that's welded up, you know, just for safety. But yeah, I think the lad will be happy with that for now, and at least he can see some progress at last. But if everyone likes what I'm doing on this bike and you want to see some more, do us a favour, throw it in the comments and ask me, because I want to be back on this now and do a load. Maybe even get it finished before Christmas or something, I don't know. Depends on what other disasters I can invent in that time, you know. But yeah, happy with that tonight. That'll do me for a minute, so I'm going to go and get myself a little Guinness while I'm editing this lot. And thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. If you're still here, then yeah, good luck, keep it in the ditches.